Hello ladies and gentlemen, Aditi once again on InnerWorldRevealed, and in this vlog we're going to be talking about the cyclic meanings of all the numbers from 1 to 9. According to Pythagorean Numerology, the blueprint of an individual can be divided into two major parts: the personality chart and the progressive chart. The personality chart consists of numbers that are indicative of the characteristics that the individual has. These are the numbers which shall remain active for the entire lifetime of the person. Progressive chart, on the other hand, consists of numbers which are temporary and remain active only for a certain period of time. These numbers reflect the momentum of time that the person would be receiving in his life. And in this vlog, we will be focusing on the cyclic meanings of numbers falling in the progressive number category, which is this. So what does it actually mean when they say that you're going through a personal year 1 or a pinnacle 1 or a period 1? It means that for that particular time span, whatever is the time span, say suppose the personal year is a time span of 1 year, the pinnacle is a time span of 9 years. So for that particular time span, the number which is indicated by the time span would be activated in your life. So we have bigger time spans like the periods, and within the periods we have pinnacles, and within the pinnacles we have personal years, within the personal years we have sub-periods. So a lot of numbers would be activated in our lives during a particular time span, and when we judge the combined effect of all the numbers, we would be getting a clearer idea about the upcoming momentum or the ongoing momentum in our lives. And if a number is seen to be active during the formative years of a person's life, then it actually becomes a core number. For example, your first personal year number is actually your life path number. Your first pinnacle number is your attitude number. So it actually becomes an inherent part of you. So let us find the cyclic meanings of all the numbers from 1 to 9. Let us see how they are and what they mean. 1 as a cyclic number is indicative of beginnings. Say if you are running a personal year 1, then it would be a perfect time to begin something new. You have to take initiatives during a 1 time, and you might be thinking at that point that, oh my god, how am I gonna do all that? But actually you're gonna do it. You just have to be very decisive, very focused, and very determined. Partnerships are usually seen to be difficult during the 1 running time. 1 is the singularity, 1 stands alone. So you have to be gathering all the courage and all the energy from within yourself. You have to use all the talents that you have inside of you, and finally you have to come out as a true individual and stronger than ever before. But then one little thing with the 1 time is that it might begin to make you a bit too bossy and arrogant, and you have to check that particular tendency. In contrary to the 1 which is all about singularity, independence and individuality, 2 is about partnerships, love, warmth, cooperation and playing a supportive role. So during a 2 time, you cannot play the initiator. You have to play the supporter and remain more in the background. Making decisions is a bit difficult during a 2 running time because you tend to be very emotional. You might emotionally react to a lot of situations, and you might become a bit agitated, hot during the 2 running time, rules over mind. So making decisions is very difficult, and also a lot of forces are playing behind you. a lot of things are happening behind you which you might not be knowing of. So you have to be very patient and listen to everyone. You have to listen more than you talk, and you have to listen to what people have to say, and you have to be a bit careful about what you say, because people might find different meanings to it. During a tour running time, you have to avoid any kind of confrontations at any cost, because if you go into confrontations, it would actually play against you. It would not help you in any way. So confrontations have to be avoided. You have to rather play the mediator, connecting two people and settling disputes. The cyclic 3 is about the joy of living, and during a 3 time you should express yourself more, socialize more, and make more friends, and people would begin to notice you, and you would get a lot of positive feedback, due to which you would begin to pay a lot of attention to how you dress up and how you behave and all that, and that would increase your charm and magnetism. 3 is a very lucky period, so during this time you could be actually trying your luck. You would get lucky with it. And 3 is a very fertile period when everything around you would be growing. So if you are in a childbearing age, then a child might be coming into your life and lighting up your days. 3 is about a lot of optimism and enthusiasm. But then you have to be careful about one thing, that all these energies don't lead you to a lot of indulgence and extravagance. During a 4 time, you would like to organize your life completely. Whatever is not in order in your life, you would like to bring it back to order. So 4 works totally on the material plane, and you are more concerned about building securities for the future now. And because you're actually building securities and building things for the future, you're building strong foundations for the future, you would be actually making budgets, and you would be making very economic plans. It is possible that during a 4 running time you might be purchasing a piece of land or property, or you might be building or remodeling your property or beautifying it, and you would be making payments and making funds available. All in all, the key to a number 4 time is that you have to be very grounded and economic. If you are extravagant during a 4 time, the entire cycle of 4 would be playing against you, and you wouldn't know why. The key is to be grounded, to be humble, and not to show off at all. The cycle of 5 is filled with a lot of activities and excitement. There's a lot of adventure, traveling, there's a lot of meeting new people, socializing, communicating, learning, and having a lot of fun. You would suddenly feel that the whole world needs you. You're totally needed, and that would make you feel so special and so content. But the thing is that when we feel on top of the world, we end up taking a lot of things for granted, and we make a lot of mistakes, and we have to be careful about that part. There's a lot of freewheeling energy during the 5 running time, which always keeps you on the move and doesn't let you settle. So you would have to be very flexible, because it is all about freedom and adventure. So you have to maintain your flexibility, and because it is all about freedom, commitments made during a 5 running time are often seen to be very difficult to keep. So you have to be careful about that too. The cycle of 6 is primarily about home and family. It is about children who need a lot of care, or some relatives might be falling ill or might be needing help or assistance of some kind. So the cycle of 6 is all about this, all about relationships and a lot of responsibilities. Usually it is seen that responsibilities increase during the 6th running time, and you're needed by your loved ones. So attention, very close attention, has to be paid to the home front and to the interpersonal relationships. in case you do not pay attention to home, things might actually go wrong. Even separations might happen. And as far as money and business matters are concerned, 6 is a favorable time for all that, and 6 can be indicative of a home business as well, actually. So you could be having a home business or something related to decorating home, like interior decoration. You could be getting into that as well. And all in all, 6 is a very good time for partnerships, good relationships with other people you can develop. So 6 can also be indicative of marriage. So during a 6th running time, it is very highly possible that you might be getting married and settling down. God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. So 7 is your personal time for rest. So your physical body during a 7 time needs a lot of rest, but your mind is going to be doubly active minded. So 7 is a time when you pay a lot of attention to your health, you quit all the bad habits and make necessary improvements, and this is a time when you might be going on vacations more often, and you might be simply staying at home also. But in any case, do not think of taking your career or business to new heights during a 7 running time. You would fall flat on your face. Just let things go. Do not rush, do not push too much, and let things be, let things go the natural way, and things would be turning up fine. If you are trying to set up business and make a lot of monetary gains during a 7 running time, then it would be a bit difficult for you, unless and until it is some business related to academics or some journalism, because 7 is a time when you are supposed to be learning, writing a lot, and developing your skills and achieving perfection. 7 is a time when you would be making money. It's not that you would not be making money. You would be making money, but when you would not be actually aiming towards making money, money would come as a byproduct. 8 is the time of harvest. For some people, the harvest is good, and for some people, it can be bad. But there is no midway with this number 8. Either it is too good or it is too bad. Either you would be getting a lot of job advancements, you would be getting a lot of honor, fame, money, etc., etc., or you would be getting all the hardships that you can imagine of. So 8 is the final deciding factor. If you had ever been having any doubts regarding whether you're going on the right track or the wrong track, then this particular year or this particular period would be the time when everything would be crystal clear to you. So if you have been sowing the right seeds in the past, then you would be getting the results of it, because 8 is the time when the principle of karma is doubly activated. If you have sown the wrong seeds, you would be getting all the wrong results. But then the cycle of 8 not working for you actually does not indicate that you are not a good person. It does not mean that. It just means that certain decisions of past are not working for you. You're not supposed to be going in this particular direction. So it is indicative of a requirement towards changing the direction. And once you change the direction, you would begin to see infinite abundance. For many people, the first cycle of life could be an 8. Say their life paths, which is the first personal year, could be an 8, or their pinnacle number could be an 8. And people might argue at this point that from where am I facing the effects of the decisions made in the past, because I was never born in the past and I never made any decisions. Well, in that case, in numerology it is said that you are facing the effects of the past life karma. So 8 is also an indicator of past life. Almost every counting system in the world is based on 9 digits. So 9 is said to be the ultimate possibilities. Have you ever wondered that why don't we have the 10th digit? Why is 10, which is 1 and a 0? 0 is actually the empty number column. So 10 is 1 plus 0. We always reduce in Pythagorean Numerology, we always reduce the numbers into single digits. So 10 is 1 plus 0 equals 1. So 10 is actually the solidification of 1. So 9 is the last number of the single digits. So 9 is the ending, and 9 is followed by 1. 1 is the beginning, ending followed by beginning, which is one door closing and another door opening. So 9 could be a time of transition, and during a transition we are expected to let go. We are supposed to be releasing a lot of things which we are attached to. We get used to a lot of things, to a lot of people with whom we are very attached to, and they might be leaving our lives, or we might be changing locations. All in all, it could be a very trying and emotional experience because we happen to cling on to our past, and many a times we are unable to release a lot of things, and in that case, there is always seen to be a divine intervention. The energy of the cycle itself releases the unnecessary things in our lives. We have to remember that all that is ending now has already served the purpose in our evolution. So, all in all, it could feel very messy, and we could be feeling very emotional ups and downs, and we would not be knowing in which direction we are going. But as soon as we settle into the next pinnacle or the next cycle, we would get a clearer sense of direction. Usually, if you consider the personal year cycles, so you begin the personal year cycles from the year 1 and you have traveled all the way to 9. So by the time you've reached 9, you have gained all the specialization and the wisdom, and you have perfected your skills. So by the time you've reached 9, you are totally wise, and you're expected to be sharing your experience with others. So you're expected to be sharing your wisdom and doing a lot of charitable deeds. And 9 is a time when you would feel connected to the bigger picture. You would feel that you're just a small part in this entire universe. And if you are in a 9 pinnacle, in that case, you would feel that you are a small part in the big picture. There are other things which are more important as compared to you. 9 is the last number, and it is always looking behind. So 9 is always connected to the past. So a lot of things from past can get activated during a 9 running time. You could be meeting a lot of people from the past, or old lovers could be coming back in your life, and you will be wondering, like, you maintained the relationship for so long, but it is actually not so. Each and every person goes through this. Old people come back in our lives for a final goodbye, and we have to learn our lessons and move on. There are endless variety of ways in which numbers could be playing in our lives, and the same number could be interpreted or reciprocated differently by different people with different core numbers. But then by the end of the day, the 1 would feel like a 1, the 2 would feel like a 2, and a 3 would feel like a 3. The 3 would not feel like an 8 or something. So it really helps when we know our core numbers and our cycle numbers, and only then we could be making the most out of our numbers. So know your numbers and make the most out of your numbers, and have a very good time. Bye-bye.